So for the first 2 weeks, they did welcome weeks, but they did just all these fun events, and I wish I did more, but yeah. In fact, I just saw a post yesterday saying they're doing them after winter too, so I'm excited to see what they come up with this time and hopefully go to them. But yeah, that Welcome to Residence thing I went to was one of them, the festival. My best friend and I went to this, like, bingo. We didn't win, but it was fun. And that ceremony was one. We did like an outdoor movie night, which was really cool. Like, we went on the field and we watched the live action Lilo and Stitch, and it was pretty cool. And like, it wasn't cold and we could actually see. My friends and I went to an outdoor movie night back in high school. Went to an outdoor movie night back in high school. It was in grade 12, and it was like the beginning of June at 8 o'clock, so we couldn't see anything. Like, it was not dark enough. The final welcome week event was on the second Thursday of September, and it was a party on Thursday night. And I usually got picked up on Thursdays, like after English, usually a couple hours later, I'd get picked up. But that weekend, my mom said that I should stay an extra night because we had like things going on. So I decided I'm here an extra night, so why not go to the party? Now, if you guys know anything about me, I don't do parties, I don't drink. My dorm floor is alcohol free. Like, I don't drink. I'm a loser. I don't do parties. I don't do sex, asexual. But like, I don't do drugs or parties or drinking. I mean, I film with plastic animals, but yeah, I don't do parties. But this was the thing the school was hosting. Actually, the school hosts other parties too, but like the ones they host in like the bar are 19 plus. But this was like for anyone. So I decided, you know what? We should go. It'll be fun. And it was called the Sunset Bash. And like, I never go to parties, but let me tell you, this was underwhelming. So, trust me, that means it's bad. So first of all, they overhyped this so much. They were sending emails, they were making Instagram posts like, the Sunset Bash is gonna be the event of the semester. You better be there, and we're gonna reveal the secret location tomorrow. You guys wanna know what the secret location was? The parking lot. Yeah. I wish I was kidding too. It's like the day before, they were like, oh shit, we forgot to actually plan a location for the party. Let's just do the parking lot. That'll make everyone happy. Well, it was something. So this party was extremely underwhelming. First of all, there was barely anyone there. It was so dead. And no drinking. Now that wasn't a bad thing. I didn't have anything against that. In fact, I liked that. But I basically was alone, and people kept coming up to me to ask why I was alone. And my best friend was like, I don't know if I'll go. Until that guy friend of mine, I accidentally told him where I was, and he showed up and introduced me to his other friend. But, you know, I won't go into detail. It was pretty underwhelming. It was literally the most innocent party ever. Oh yeah, and they literally played the clean versions of the songs. Like, the clean versions of the songs adults in university, as if the professors don't literally say fuck in class. Like, oh. Yeah, it was literally the most innocent party ever. No, barely anyone there, no one's drinking, no one's making a mess. But the cops showed up and shut it down. Yeah, it was crazy. Basically, some neighbors or something complained about the loud music, so the cops show up, and at first they just made the music quiet, but then they turned it off completely. Like, who complained? Like, if you're living near universities, I'm sorry, but what do you expect? Also, it wasn't even that late. This whole party was only going from like 7 to 11 maybe. Like, it wasn't even late. It was like 9 something. It's not like it was 4 a.m. and we were blasting like but yeah, after they turned the music off, everyone just left. Like, it was like an hour and a half early. Like, everyone was done and everyone just went to the bar. But yeah, so that was the first party that I went to there, and it was pretty overwhelming and overhyped, and like afterwards nobody talked about it. Like, when they sent the feedback form for the welcome week events and they're like, check off what you went to, the party was not listed. Like, they just wanted to forget about it, and there were no photos on the Instagram afterwards. But yeah, I cannot believe the cops showed up to the most innocent party of all time. But yeah, that was the first party I went to there. So unfortunately, one of the main problems I've had in university is I've been very lonely. My best friend, the day after the party, she told me she was dropping out, and, you know, that sucked. I don't blame her for that. I wish I could drop out, but yeah, it's unfortunate. So after those 2 weeks, I've been alone. I've had some friends, like my roommate, but again, we don't really do anything. And I had like people who would like add me on Instagram who went to school and stuff, but like we don't really talk. I mean, I'd message people, but then we wouldn't hang out. Like, it's just been very lonely, and it sucks having no friends and having everyone hate you. And I feel like I've been losing my friends in real life this year. Like, since graduation, nothing has been the same. I really wish things could go back to how they used to. I really miss grade 12. I really miss when we all hung out, but it's just not the same anymore. And then my friends also keep dying, which we'll get into, but yeah, it's been very lonely, and I've just wanted friends, but it hasn't really happened. I'm hoping next semester I can meet people, but it just seems I'm not the type to have friends. It sucks, but yeah. And if you're wondering, like, I thought you said you did have a friend. Yeah, I did. That guy, like, things started getting kind of bad. Again, I can't go into detail. Maybe I will one day, but let's just say it wasn't great. I'm just terrified if he could be watching this, because I added him on Discord at one point because I asked him to send me pictures from the party, and I totally forgot it's my YouTube name. So he later told me, like, hey, I watched one of your videos, it was good. And I was like, no. And after he said, okay, I won't watch them anymore. So I don't know what he watched, but I guess he thought it was good. But yeah, the problem is, I can't go into too much detail, but I want to. Let's just say, if he, like, hypothetically confessed he liked me after a day of knowing me, that would be weird. And if I told him I just wanted to be friends, like, he'd understand, right? Like, we're just friends for now, because that's a little too fast. Now, I'm not saying it turned into stalking, like waiting on benches all day, or waiting outside the building of my classes hiding in the bushes, but I'm also not saying it didn't turn into that. So, yeah. Because of this, even though it sounds insane, I started taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Very painful. Yeah, so I'm on the 19th floor, but I started taking the stairs down, which I know is crazy. But the problem is you can't take the stairs back up. Well, you can, but like when you go out the stairs, you go out basically the fire exit, so you can't go back up that way. And there is a way to go back up the stairs, this other set of stairs, but it's like right next to the elevator, so you have to walk like the same way, so that wouldn't help me avoid anyone. I've only gone up the stairs actually twice, and both times actually didn't have anything to do with that situation. The first time was, it was in October. It was a Thursday. I had just finished my English class, and like I said, usually I would have to wait a few hours to be picked up, but this time, since we had things going on, my mom was here like right after, so I had to like immediately, just after that class, run upstairs, use the bathroom, whatever, pack all my stuff. Actually, it's already packed, but like pack a few more things that I couldn't pack yet, get all my bags, head down. So I had to do it quickly, and usually after that class, since a lot of people have classes that end around that time, the elevator gets crazy busy, and at the time, multiple were broken, so like it would take forever, and I was like, if I want to get out of here fast, I cannot take the elevator up. So I took the stairs and really wanted to die, but I survived. It was very painful though. And then the second time I took the stairs was a few weeks ago. I was hanging out in the building of my English class. I used to like hang out there before class, and I realized that I forgot my book that we needed. Okay, I just realized I'm not going to be able to upload this in one part. I highly doubt it. There's talking so much. But yeah, taking the stairs is painful, but it's something I've done, and hopefully I'm strong by the end. Then we had some fire drills, although apparently they're not fire drills. I'm not sure. Anyway, the first time scared me, and unlike everyone else, I had practiced going down all those stairs. So yeah, just run out. It's very, very loud. And then there was a second time. It was like a few days later. It goes off again, and I'm like, what? Why are we doing it again? Like, what? So I start heading out, and I'm like the only one running out. And then like I got to like the 10th floor when this girl's like, what's going on? Because like it suddenly stopped, and we're like, do we still go out, or? So I just went back upstairs, and apparently like a bunch of people got an email saying that like it was gonna go off, but like not to evacuate. I didn't get that email, so it's weird. And like my best friend, before she dropped out, she would tell me that like her roommates would sometimes get emails that she didn't, so I don't know how I didn't know. But yeah, a couple fire drills. I'm always paranoid it'll happen. Although according to some people, they're not drills, they're just false alarms, so I don't know. But yeah, going down 19 stairs is probably painful for a lot of people during fire drills, but I do it every day, so. So, like I said, my tics started getting kind of bad again because I was anxious. I was trying to study, I was trying to do everything, but I just can't. And I get anxious and I end up like spiraling into maladaptive daydreaming to escape. Like, it's so hard. I was lonely, I was sad, and like, it wasn't good, apart from English, but like everything was lonely, and I'm dealing with this person, like things just weren't great. And I was having issues where I wasn't eating as much as I should. Like, I mean, the eating issue started like 2 years ago when that whole incident happened, which I will, I promise one day I'll tell you guys, and I had to quit. Like, eating issues were part of it. And like ever since I've been getting better, but like it's still kind of hard, and like often I can forget to eat for a long time, or I just don't bother, or I feel too sick, or I just don't want to, or I feel ugly or whatever. So eating's hard, and like I started not eating like too much. Like some days I wouldn't eat much, like I'd go hours and hours, and like it wasn't good. And like I wasn't trying to, but losing weight, I'm not trying to, but I did. And you know, already being underweight is not good. Like, I've never been 90 pounds and I'm 19 years old. But no, like I'd go home and my mom would be like, why do you look thinner every time I see you? Like, I wasn't trying to, but I guess my eating issues were also screwing with me and just making me feel like I couldn't process. I was like, I am not capable of living on my own when I can't even remember and manage to eat. Like, that's bad. Another thing that happened, there was this week, it was the last week of September. I kind of posted about it on the community tab, I think, but it was a complete waste. So basically, it was like the last week of September, and on Sunday I start like getting ready to go home, and then my mom starts saying like, hey, like, I don't work tomorrow, your class isn't until 5:30, why don't you stay home an extra night and I'll drive you back tomorrow? And I was like, okay. So the next day I get back and I get an email from our astronomy professor who tells us that he's sick, so class is canceled. And I was like, ugh. I could have stayed an extra night, technically 2 extra nights. If you're wondering why, because the following Tuesday, all classes were canceled, and we knew about this because it was Truth and Reconciliation Day, so there were no classes. So I'm like, are you kidding me? So I'm gonna have no classes for 2 days in a row. Because, like, had I known, I wouldn't have gone back until, like, what, Tuesday or Wednesday. Anyway, Wednesday comes around. Guess what? We get another email. He's still sick. So I had no classes for 3 days in a row. Then Thursday comes along, and since my psychology class was online, the only class I had in person that week was English. So like all week, I'm like, what am I doing here? This is such a waste. I'm bored. Like, it sucked. But yeah, that week was a complete waste. Then we start getting more into like October. I started like, since my room has a kitchen, and thankfully for my eating issues they gave us the one with the kitchen and stuff, so I didn't need to use that $7,000 meal plan. But we have a smaller meal plan, which is just like a card. It has like a couple $100. I barely used it, and I still haven't used it all up, so that's not great because I don't know if it resets every semester or what. But basically, I got introduced to the little store downstairs where you can buy like candy and stuff, and it's expensive there. Like, you could get it at the dollar store for way cheaper, but I was like, I just gotta test this card and use it. So I bought like Powerade, Blue Gatorade, and honestly, at first I didn't like it, and I was like, ugh. But afterwards, I did. So I don't know, like the first day I was drinking it, I was like, this is gross. The second day, okay, now it's good and it tastes like Gatorade. So yeah. I've bought a few other things at the store since then. Like once in a while I'll go buy candy. Sometimes I buy like meals in the actual dining hall, but not too much. Next semester I'll try and do it more so I can use up the card. But yeah, we started buying candy once in a while, so that was fun.